Well, hello and welcome to the next episode of the Statesmen Podcast. My name is Mr. King, the head of school here at New Hope, and today I have Mrs. Shepard, our elementary principal. So welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Just as a reminder, our podcast is here to inform, to share, to connect, and to engage our community of families, just to highlight and celebrate all those things that happen according to academic excellence with biblical worldview, student life opportunities, and also spiritual growth. So today we wanted to just spend a few minutes asking Mrs. Shepard here a few questions about the elementary building and to see what's happening on your end of the school. So maybe the first, just start out by introducing yourself and get a little bit of background about who you are and how you came to be in this position.
Sure. So I'm currently in my 16th year here at New Hope. Have always known probably since kindergarten that I wanted to be in education, and so got my teaching degree from Shawnee State University in pre-K through 3 education, and started off here teaching 3rd and 4th grades, taught some 5th grade for a few years in there as well, and then ended up as the Foundations and Frameworks Coordinator. That was the reading program that we began several years ago. Just had a passion for it, loved it, and so started doing the training for that. That led in then to a curriculum director position, and then a principal role that I am now in my 5th year of doing, and have found that it's something that I enjoy and love to do.
Fantastic. I know Mrs. Shepard has been an amazing part of our admin team and leadership team here at the school. So I know the elementary is, I feel like it's always active. There's something always either a little bit noisy, loud, fun, exciting going on in the elementary. So what are some highlights going on right now?
Yeah, so there have been a lot of new things that we are excited about having started this year. One of them being a simple thing that has made a great impact for our school, and that is using Class Dojo as a school-wide management system this year. So instead of everybody having their own system of points and tickets and all kinds of things, everybody uses Class Dojo, which awards students points for positive behavior and then takes points for behaviors that need to change. And so that means that in the kitchen or in the cafeteria, when they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, Miss Kelly can give out points for good behavior. When they're in music class, Mrs. K can give points for good behavior. So it's just brought everybody to a lot more consistency, a lot more common vocabulary. Students understand the system very well, and then parents can access that information through an app as well. So something that we have enjoyed seeing come together this year. One of the things that I'm really excited about is our discipleship curriculum this year. We've switched gears a little bit and really chosen a curriculum that's engaging for the students. There's tons of hands-on activities. This morning we actually did a paper wad competition with our 4th grade students. The kids are loving the fact that they are active things that they can engage in, and then there's a spiritual lesson tied to them. So lots of good feedback this year from kids. Academically, I'm so proud of our MAP scores this year that show students are above national averages in reading and math at most grade levels. So love the work that teachers are doing in that respect. And then one thing that you're going to see hopefully very soon come to fruition is that we received a grant to start a school-wide library, which is something that we are very excited about. And so there have been lots of people in and out setting that up with scanning in books and putting books on shelves. And so we're hoping to get that up and running with students coming into the library right after Pumpkin Show break. So just a few of the new things that are happening this year.
Fantastic. So every year I know that our administrative team comes up with goals specific to your building. What are some of those goals this year that you're hoping to accomplish for the elementary?
Sure. So we have 3 main goals for the elementary, and they fall into those categories that we have set up as a school for focus, being academic excellence, spiritual growth, and student life. For the spiritual growth piece, Mrs. Martin and I are going to lead a 5th grade girls Bible study later on this year during their lunch period. 5th grade can be a tough year for a lot of girls. They're trying to figure out who they are and where they fit in. So I'm hoping that we can just encourage them in their identity in Christ as they navigate some of these difficult preteen years. Academically, we're going to look at enhancing our writing program through the use of some new mini lessons designed to target the teaching of specific writing skills. We do a good job of meeting the standards, but I think we can go even further in teaching our kids to express themselves through their writing. So we're going to start looking at that with kindergarten and 1st grade, and then continue to build additional grade levels in the coming years. And then as far as the student life goal, I'm really excited about the partnership that we have started with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central Ohio. Some of our high school students have already signed on as Big Sisters and Big Brothers, and they're going to be paired with our elementary students who will be called Littles. They will meet once a week for different character building activities, relationship development, and some fun. So we are currently in the process of selecting those Littles and notifying parents, and hope to start those meetings during the second quarter of the school year.
A lot of things going on for sure.
Always a busy place.
Yes, I know I love hearing you talk about the great things happening. So if you had a few seconds here to brag on your staff and brag on your students, what would you say about them?
Absolutely. I could not be more proud of the staff and students that we have at New Hope. We've had some new teaching members join our staff this year, Mrs. Holbert, Mrs. Garner, and Mrs. Casey. They have all transitioned so well and are a great addition to our team. Mrs. K is now teaching elementary music twice a week, which really just gives her a lot more flexibility, the chance to dive deeper into musical concepts. I was in her room the other day, and they are studying a country of the month, and so they were studying Brazil, and so they're bringing in Brazilian music and learning about the culture and just all kinds of neat things happening there. We've got a fantastic student teacher from OCU who's in our third grade classroom. Our veteran teachers continue to do excellent work. Every time I'm in the classroom, I'm so impressed with what's happening in there. One of the silly kind of fun things that I've seen this year from our K-3 staff is started with one teacher and then of course grew to all of our K-3 classrooms, is they all have a class pet, which is actually a stuffed animal that the students take home on the weekends, and then they write in their journal about what activities that stuffed animal pet did with them that weekend. So just always something new and exciting and kind of catches on in the elementary. So love the things that our staff are doing. As far as students go, I'm personally convinced that we have the best students in the world. I'm so impressed just with academics and behavior, but more importantly, the desire that they show to know more about who God is, whether that's in discipleship or chapel or Bible class. One of our fifth grade boys was praying over other students during an altar call that we had in chapel a few weeks ago, had his hands on students and was praying for them and with them. I'm so impressed with the leadership that he showed in that. We had our third grade class make cards for a veteran who went on an honor flight recently. So with kids that love to help, which is awesome to see, whether they're 5-year-olds in kindergarten or they're fifth graders getting ready for middle school. I'm just so proud of our students.
I definitely have noticed a lot of the servant's heart in that for sure. So to kind of finish up for today, if you were to pick one thing that you would want everybody to know about the elementary, I know it's kind of hard to narrow down, but what would that one thing be?
It's really about people, teachers, students, other staff members. One of the things that I love the most is the level of caring that you see in the elementary, whether that is from staff or students. So we have a student who's going to start here in a few weeks. Family has been through a difficult circumstance. So we already have staff members who have taken meals to that family and provided for them, even though they haven't met them yet. As far as the students go, they are so good too about caring for their classmates. Somebody's absent, I walk in the room at 8:35, hey, where's so-and-so today? They want to know because they really do care. I think each classroom is kind of like a family unit, and then we get to come together as an extended family as an elementary school. I think that culture comes from the shared love of Christ that we have and a desire to serve each other. My greatest hope then is that our students leave the elementary knowing that they are loved by God and loved by us here as a staff. If that's what we accomplish, then that is success in my book.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for being here today and just spending a few minutes talking about the elementary and the just the wonderful things happening. Well, thanks again for joining us for this episode of the Statesmen Podcast. Have a great rest of your day.